Hey guys, welcome back to Tell Your Story. Corey and I realized the other day that we have been living together now for an entire year. Pretty cool. And we've made a couple of videos on relationship stuff, but we just kind of figured that we want to talk about why our relationship has worked out in some of the more nonchalant ways, and then why it's been pretty productive so far. So we decided to make a video about it. Why not? Corey reminded me that we were together, living together. We've been together a little bit longer than that, but living together for about a year. So again, my name is Nathan, and
I'm Corey.
we are both addicts. I am an alcoholic.
I am an alcoholic and a drug addict.
So we've been through some rehab in the last, 2 years. And we sort of found each other through means we probably shouldn't have. And we've been through a lot of stuff, but together have kind of built this relationship together, living together and working together in our own sobriety. And you know, sometimes it's just important to talk about the things that make it work. Why is it that we were able to work? And a lot of people don't. A lot of people really don't, especially those that are going through some form of addiction and finding love in their sobriety. We found it that way.
But you know, even these couples that, not all of them, but we do come across these couples that they're together and they love each other.
It's true.
But they fight and it's like
man.
so toxic, and like that's what I did when I was using. And that's just not something I'm interested in today. So like actually having this healthy relationship is just incredible.
Yeah. We've had to learn to get together and meet each other halfway in a lot of different places. And a couple of those, I'm going to name off for you here. One of those is sleeping habits. So she and I both, you know, this is with any couple that lives together. She and I both sleep a little bit different. I snore pretty heavy. And I guess it doesn't bother you all that
No,
much.
it doesn't.
Okay.
It's oddly comforting.
It's like our own personal noise machine. Yeah. Well, and then what else? I do crazy stuff in them.
Well, you twitch. Like the first couple nights that we were living together, like it scared me so bad because you know, like he's next to, and he falls asleep instantly, and like sometimes that drives me crazy because I'm like, just be normal and have insomnia like the rest of us. But he falls asleep as soon as he hits the pillow. But I always know he's asleep when it's like
It's like Tourette's.
yes, exactly. He has like sleep Tourette's, and it's.
Well, Corey sleeps with like 14 pillows. She has the 2 pillows from the back of the bed, and then a giant pillow that spans most of the bed, right? So she cuddles up into like a cocoon using all the covers, and then pummels these pillows into a giant fortress of solitude where she falls asleep. And the only other thing that you do is that when I leave the bed at night, like if I get up to go pee, right, I'll get up out of the bed, and she somehow just knows that she has to get warmer, so she inches her way into my spot. So when I get back to the bed, I have to look like I have this thing where I tap her and I go, scooch, move her out of the way. So sleeping's been kind of one that we've had to work on together. What do you think about cleanliness?
I'm a very, very clean person. You know, I've had people walk into our house and they're like, man, OCD much? I'm like, no, I just like to be clean. Like, I vacuum a couple times a week. Like, I'm constantly sweeping and, you know, running the Swiffer. But, like, I cannot stand dirty dishes in the sink.
I do that.
Cups.
I leave cups in the sink all the time.
And, you know, like, the thing is, it's like, it's not so much as the cup being in the sink. Like, I can deal with that. But he drinks a lot of milk. Like, you put that milk cup in the sink without rinsing it, and then it gets funky. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Corey takes charge of a lot of those things, and I have to sort of like keep up, you know? So
I love you. You just don't clean it right.
I'm not the best at cleaning. I clean,
He
but
does.
like she gets a little OCD to the point where like I'm in the kitchen, and this has nothing to do with cleaning, but I'm making a DiGiorno pizza. I've told this story to a couple people, but I think I know how to take the pizza out of the box and put it in the oven. But she'll be like, you know, you gotta change it to 400 degrees, man, and put it in. Wait, you can do this, and then she like backs off and walks away.
Yeah, I have like control issues when it comes to the kitchen. So if he's in there trying to cook dinner, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go sit on my hands, read a book, distract myself somehow. Because if not, I'm like, just get out of the way and I'll do it.
So together for a year, we've had to learn to do a lot of these things together. Learn to mesh with each other as a team, and on the other side of that, we've also had to learn how to deal with each other's sobriety. And I don't mean deal, work together on how to be, you said it best a little while
Like
ago.
how to be like just completely transparent with each
Yeah.
other.
Transparent about where we are, how we feel on the inside, and also be very aware of what's going on in each other's lives. Corey and I don't take in people into our home, very often to help out, and that's something that a lot of people do with addicts. Give them a place to stay. We separate ourselves from addicts with our home. Our home is it's our safe place.
Yeah,
It's our
definitely.
haven. So we use our home to be separate from all the things outside in the world. In here we can be our truest selves, and we can be a partnership and a team.
No, don't take this the wrong way. Like, we love our friends, and you
Sure.
know, like we are definitely a helping hand to anybody that may need it. But I know for me, if I brought a friend or someone into my home and found out that they were getting high in my house, I would lose my mind.
Ooh.
And that's just a very dangerous place for me.
Sure.
Because what if it's just that 5 minutes that I'm just very,
Yeah.
what's the right word I'm looking for? Vulnerable. And someone's in my house getting high, like, one or two things going to happen. I'm either going to flip my shit and you're going to have to go, or I'm going to get high, and I will not take that chance.
We try not to put each other in a situation where we might have to deal with either alcohol or some form of drugs. And we've been very successful with that. One, because we know that we both want to stay sober. But then together, we know that as a team, we're a lot stronger than if we were apart.
And we're very aware of each other.
Mhm.
I think we've both gotten to a place where we can read each other pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot easier for you to read me. I feel like I can hide my emotions, but apparently I'm not very good at it because he always knows when something is going on up here. And sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get it out of me, but he eventually does because, that's what you do when you care about someone, and it's very apparent that he cares enough to like not let me just sit and sulk in my crap. He's gonna get it out eventually.
People are always saying, why do you guys argue? And the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
We've never had an argument, and that seems a little scary to some people. My parents never argued in front of me, but what they did was they had conversations. So I consider arguing as like one raising a voice at the other, and back and forth kind of banter. We don't do that. Not because we haven't wanted to from time to time. Oh, I know she's wanted to slap me upside the head or yell at me for something, whether I've said or done. But we have a tendency to sit down and have a face-to-face, genuine conversation because we're trying to listen to understand, not to listen to respond to each other. And I think that's made it really helpful in our growth together as a couple. Where do we go from here? It's been 365 days of living in the same apartment together. We see each other all the time, if not.
I thought about it the other day that there's only been one night.
Really? That we spent apart?
Since the day we moved in together, there has only been one night that we spent apart.
When I went to Cleveland?
When you went to Cleveland for the convention.
So I went to an AA convention, and we spent some time apart that one night. So I guess every waking moment, weekend and weekdays, and at the end of our days, we're together.
And it's so funny because, like, one of the guys that he went with, like, his girlfriend and I, like, ended up having a sleepover because we're like, what do we do?
Well, it gets to a point where you get so comfortable with your other half that it's sort of like you have separation postpartum. Like when we're apart, it's kind of rough, because she's my best friend, and so that makes it worthwhile. We love spending time together. A healthy relationship like that has led to a couple of amazing things. One, we have spent a year traveling. you know, we've both built our careers quite well, learning more and doing more within our respective jobs, and then we've built relationships with family and reached more people than we ever thought we would.
It's been really neat
with the message of sobriety, and those are some goals I think we're going to keep going with in the future. You know, making more content that's available for free to people that need it, and then using, you know, our experiences and our relationship as hopefully an example for those that want a healthy life and a different design for living. I'm excited to see where we go from here, but 1 year, pretty cool. Yeah,
it's been fantastic.
Anything you want to work on for the next year? Anything maybe we
Cups.
need to do?
Just cups in the sink.
All right, cups in the sink. Yeah, I need to wash more cups. Any goals? Something we want to do in the next? I know in the next couple of months, she and I are gonna try to hit some states. We've hit 5 states together so far, and we want to try to up that number to as many as possible. But
yeah, I got this really neat like scratch off map. So like once you travel to each state, like it's this beautiful picture behind all the scratch off. So I think that's really neat to be able to like watch our progress with traveling.
Yeah, we've started collecting like little mementos from places. We went to the beach this weekend. I found a shark's tooth in the water. That was kind of neat. And then we got magnets.
I feel like we're like officially like a middle-aged couple, you know, like we collect magnets.
We bought Tevas.
We bought Velcro shoes today.
Oh man, it's fantastic.
Hiking. It's absolutely fantastic.
Good for the hiking. Yeah. But 1 year, we're excited. We're happy to be here, and we're excited to make more stuff in the future for people that need it along the lines of addiction and sobriety. So
yeah, and I think a really important message is that, you know, it was really scary getting into a relationship. You know, my past relationships, I've never, and I've said this in videos before, like I've never had a healthy relationship before. So, you know, getting into this relationship early on in sobriety was terrifying.
A little scary.
And, you know, we had some people that were like, you guys can do this. Like, you know, you're both in really good places up here, you know, like, we think this. And other people were like, what are you doing? No. But we, you know, I think we both just, like, felt this connection. And it was like, okay, let's see where this goes. But you can have a healthy relationship in sobriety. You know, you don't have to raise your voice at each other. You don't have to argue and, you know, just over little things.
Sure.
You know, I don't think we've even really had like an actual disagreement.
No, I mean, we have different opinions
Yeah.
on things, but we've never truly been on just opposite pages about an issue.
Right.
So.
And I think, you know, those differences that we do have, you know, especially like, you know, little crazy things like what we like to watch on TV.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I like serial killer documentaries and, you know,
I like
crazy
sci-fi,
things like that.
Anime, action, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you
More
know,
bodies that drop, the better.
But then he introduced me to Smallville and it changed my world. So there's that.
You can't go wrong with Superman. Superman's the man.
If you haven't watched Smallville, watch it. It's fantastic.
We don't get paid by the CW.
We should.
Yeah.
We need to call it Tom Welling.
Yeah. If you can reach him. Listen, I've got a couple of new interviews that are on the line. We're trying to get into these Friday lives. It's just really hard because it doesn't work around our schedule. So we'll figure that one out. But until then, we're ready to make a couple of new videos, and we'll be back with you with some really amazing content and stories in the next upcoming week. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. If you get a chance, watch a few of our other relationship videos. I'm going to make a playlist on those because we talk about a lot of different things that we work through, and hopefully those are some of the things that others are too.
Communication is key.
It is. Thank you, Tanner. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.